welcome to another episode of Coffee with April. This one is exciting. We're launching a new concept, something we basically already launched, but we actually give it a name now. So, April Media, that's what we're launching. What is April Media? Well, April Media is basically us recognizing that we need a bit more concrete, high-end, quality material out there, right? In terms of coffee, we all need to learn stuff. We all want to learn stuff. Part of that is to listen, read, experience other people's work, right? So what we want to do is want to bring together some of what we believe the most interesting professionals around the world in whatever thing they're doing, whether that is green coffee, roasting, brewing, competing, and we want to put that material together in different forms, and we want to share that with you guys. Joe, what are we up to? What have we been up to? We're up to podcasts, video journals.
Yeah, so I mean,
What's
if you're
next?
watching this, you already found the video journals. Congratulations. We've been doing those for quite some time now.
We appreciate you watching.
We appreciate you watching. I mean, this was with the video journals, it was always almost an internal thing from the beginning. It's been really nice for us just to be able to sit down and put our thoughts down. Helps us reflect on what we're doing, helps us to conclude. The podcast was something a little bit different in that sense. So that mainly came from the existing relationships that you already have in coffee, the stories that you would know but not necessarily everyone does, and how important they actually are to growing businesses, entrepreneurs within the coffee industry, that there can be more inspiration than just the initial setup of a cafe. There's a lot more elements that go into creating specialty coffee brands in terms of roasteries and green distribution, and also that reflected my interest in sound and sound production and things like that. So it's an opportunity to kind of work with that again.
It made a lot of sense, and what we've been seeing, like not to give too much critique to anyone here, but we're realizing that a lot of the material out there is very much based on paid advertising, right? So you get feature if you pay, and we feel that the quality is not, it's basically not the kind of things that we get inspired about, right? So both with the podcast, we're launching April articles now as well, which is basically an easier, like we realize we can't meet everyone in terms of podcast all the time, and there's still a bunch of people that we love to hear what they have to say about things. So we want to kind of gauge that and also put out some material you can read as well. It's just a way for us to create more content. And I think that's really interesting. And in the end, it's just about sharing, right? I think that's it's always been an important part for April. It's been an important part for me personally as well. And we are, I really like the idea of sharing other professionals' insight in what we do, right? Because there's so many talented people out there. Some of them you don't even know about, and we want to kind of help featuring those people in this kind of concept.
So, I mean, the collaborators, some of the people we will be working with, they're mainly people that we've identified with either personally, professionally, in a way that we just felt a certain focus on the integrity, business parts of things, also operating in a way that is almost unique to them, and that they're developing a part of the industry that we think deserves a little bit more credit. And if we can help with that and learn in our own interactions as well, then that's a huge part of that too. We don't want to be isolated. And like Patrick already mentioned, we think that there should be more of an incentive to producing content and introducing content rather than purely monetary and advertising. People's work should be celebrated and made more accessible in that sense, and not necessarily always in a purely commercial way.
No, I mean, when people do good stuff, they should get recognition for that, right? And that's the whole point of this. And on the kind of note that Joseph is mentioning as well, this will forever be free, always. It will never ever be a situation where you have to pay for any of this. This is really just you guys and an opportunity to learn as much as you can. Very much reference to dating back to when I started in coffee and the kind of material that was available then, and the kind of frustration that comes from not necessarily being able to learn or move forward the way that you want to.
I mean,
Which,
there've been some flashes of really amazing content in the industry for sure. Like that's a fly. If you look at Longberry, for example, there's some really nice stuff through there. But Longberry, you know it, you do. It's a James Hoffman project.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Really great. Like I read some really interesting stuff through there, but it was slightly inaccessible to a degree.
Sure.
Really beautiful format.
Sure.
But you needed to go out and find it and buy it, or buy it from a distributor or such and such. So again, it's this idea that there are people that we want to sit down and speak with for the podcast, but we are probably not going to be able to get anywhere near them anytime soon and do it in the right way.
Sure.
And to be honest, their voice might actually be better heard through an article. The subject matter that they want to talk about, the context they'd like to speak it in, it may be easier for them to explore it like that.
Yeah.
And if we can just help to channel that some way and find the suitable demographics, that would also just be great.
It's really us trying to make material, interesting material, relevant material, approachable to you guys, right? Which means that, like podcast, with everything we do, the focus is on the quality of the material that we're producing, right? It's the same with the podcast, as we know we can do that better, right? In terms of how we record stuff and so on and so on. But for us, the value of the content is what we're focusing on.
Yeah.
Everything else is secondary and will come with time.
Yeah.
But again, the main important thing here, and what April Media really will become, is basically free, really interesting, relevant, quality-based material, right? Which is out there to help you guys. And the kind of the filter we have here is that if it's if we don't like it, it's not going to be there. Whereas if it's there, we like it. That's a very simple way, right? Doesn't mean that there's not other people that do relevant stuff, but for us it's also a personal thing, right? Where we want to really showcase what we believe in the industry. Also, both from us, as we've done with the video journals, but also then from other people, right? So it's exciting. It's interesting. We hope you guys like it. We need you guys to share this, to spread this. There's a lot of value behind that. So we're very helpful and thankful when you guys do that.
We're very happy with the interest in the podcast so far. We can let you know that
That's been pretty cool.
We spoke to some more pretty interesting
spoke to some
people
more
last
people,
week,
sure.
right? There will be some things coming. We're maybe just going to spread that a little bit. If there are ways that you want to receive content that we're not currently delivering, let us know, please. The thing with the podcast was to make it as accessible as possible from the beginning. So SoundCloud, iTunes, whichever way you want to access that. But it's going to be the same with the articles as well. And if there's a way that we can get that on a platform that works better for you, reach out and let us know in advance.
By all means, we're a coffee roaster. We focus on coffee. Media is again a fun way for us to share stuff. We're not media professionals. We will never be. We're never gonna invest in it. We're all about the content. And any help is much appreciated.
Very much.
But it's gonna be an interesting journey. We're not sure what's gonna come out of it, but it is gonna be good shit. As in material that is actually very relevant. In terms of you being able to progress in whatever you do.
And us too. I mean,
that's really why we do it.
They're really subjects that we can use learning more about as well. So really exciting, I hope, for all people.
Thank you for watching. Share as much as you can. You'll find everything on the website under April Media. It's very simple. Any feedback is always much appreciated. Thank you.